Hi guys, Bolt here once again with yet another battle group overview or review. Today we'll be looking at the first SKIJAGER, and this is a really strong infantry deck. I am definitely looking forward to playing this, so yeah, without further ado, let's quickly jump into this. This might be my go-to Vanguard deck, right next to the 28th Jaeger and the 78th Sturm. It's really good. Anyways, so in Recon we actually have really good units. So first of all, we have the BMW R75, no one cares. Let's quickly look over at the Ski Speertroepen. Now this is a 4-man squad with MP44s and G43s. Exceptional stealth, very high optics. They come in a wide variety of vehicles, including the Schwimmwagen, which is, I believe, amphibious in real life. I don't know if that is implemented in the game just yet. It should be. But yeah, that is a good Recon to start with. You also have a sniper team, a 2-man sniper team with a Kar 98, 1000 meters range, really good recon unit, and it comes in a wide variety of vehicles, including the SBW. Oh my god, the 221. This thing has a 28mm Panzer Büchse 41 on top of it. Isn't that cool? That is really cool. I've actually not seen that when I was building my deck, so we'll have to change that. Ski Fusiliers, 10-man team with 6 MP40s, 3 G43s and an MG42, and also heat shells, anti-tank grenades. And also these guys come in only 2 vehicles, so definitely get something that seems better to you. And honestly, none of these are armored, and this one, the truck, the Opel Blitz, is faster, so probably good, just go for that. Like, this guy is slower in every way. But yeah, and last we have the Ski Sturm Fusiliers with 10 STG-44s. This thing is basically a Sturmschützen without the anti-tank. Like the Panzerfaust, that is. That is just amazing to me. So you could even use this as frontline infantry in like Phase B or Phase C for probably a fraction of the cost it would take to get the infantry in that phase as well. Speaking of infantry, we have the Feldgendarmerie, the military police in Phase A. A lot of vehicles you can choose out of, including half-tracks with weapons on top of it. And also these cool motorbikes. I don't know how 10 people fit on that, but okay. We have the Ski Pioneer Führer, a leader unit, 4 MP40s, 4 Kar 98s, and a sniper rifle. That is really good. Like, that was the lamest way of saying it, but that is a really good leader unit in general. Like, snipers and anywhere on your front line will just wreck face. We have the SKIJAGER. These are more like line infantry. An MP40, 7 rifles, an MG42, and Panzerfaust. So they are really good at holding down the town, I would say, or be, you know, active at the edge of the forest. We also have these guys in the Führer like layout, I guess, or the configuration. 3 MP40s, 8 Kar 98s, and an MG42. And these guys do only come in these 2 vehicles there. We have the SKIJAGER Pioneer, some assault engineers, 7 MP40s, an MG42, and HE shells, so grenades. 8-man squad. That is actually not too bad. Now do keep in mind that the MP40s only have a range of 100 meters, so you will need to be pretty close to the enemy infantry to actually, you know, be useful at all. But you do have the machine gun at long range. And then this is the cherry on top, the Sturm SKIJAGERs. 9 MP40s, or 44s, STG 44s, and heat shells. So this is interesting. In Phase B, you would get 12 of these on mid-veterancy. They only have 9 MP44s. If you got the Recon in Phase B, you would get 6 of them, which is actually still really good. I mean, 6 infantry squads, that is like, what more do you want? You could even get them in Phase C if you want to. In the tank tab, lots of captured vehicles, like a wide variety of vehicles. We have the T-34-41, the really early version. It's a pretty decent gun. I mean, it has a 76.2 mil and 2 machine guns, so it's a pretty good infantry support vehicle, I would say, and is able to take down like M4s if you have these, you know, if you have a few of these at the same time firing. We also have the T-34-42 variant. The main difference between these guys is the armor, and the gun is exactly the same. So it is a little bit more better armored on the front, and the sides and back are basically the same, like 5 mils extra on the side. Stuck 3Gs, good tank. I would just call these tank destroyers. Honestly, they're more like a support tank or assault gun. But I do use them in like tank on tank action, and they do pretty well. They're not too bad. Yeah, 135 mil pen, so it's basically a T-34 with a better gun, as you can see. More accuracy, more penetration, less damage, but definitely a good tank to use, and a high rate of fire as well. We also have the Führer variant, the leader tank variant, and finally we have the T-34-85, which you can only get in Phase A, so probably get them in medium vet, or, you know, lowest vet if you really don't care about veterancy. But yeah, this is the mother of T-34s here. 145 mil pen and 110 front armor, so pretty good there. 85 mil gun. This will definitely do a lot of damage to enemy tanks. Lots of support vehicles. First of all, MG42 squads. Definitely good to defend a town, or when you're assaulting a town, to have these way in the back, firing at the enemy at like 1500 meters range. Always good to have. 3 cards of supplies. We got the Grill, really good assault gun. It basically one-shots anything and stuns it. It's really, really effective. Commanders in Phase A. So you have the infantry commanders in Phase A, you have the half-track commanders in Phase C, and you have the motorbike commander in Phase B. And the fun unit of them all, the funnest unit of them all, is the Sturmpanzer KV-2 152mm. I mean, this is basically just an apartment on top of a tank chassis. I mean, yeah. 160 mil pen. 12 damage. I have not seen a tank with that much damage, I think. Maybe apart from the AVRE, but that is about it. This thing is a beast. Low rate of fire, but like when this thing fires, it'll absolutely demolish pretty much anything it hits. You only got 2 of them on the lowest vet in Phase A, so definitely probably get them on the lowest vet. In the anti-tank, it's really mobile. So we have the Jagdpanzer Gazelle, a pretty decent speed tank destroyer. I mean, it only has 75 mil penetration, but it's only 20 points. So if you get these on like perhaps elite, they will hit every single time. Well, let's say 8 out of 10 times. And half tracks, yeah, won't be a problem. Side shots on tanks might actually do a lot of damage. Yeah, I don't see a problem with this unit. We have the PaK-36, 37mm. Now do keep in mind that the heat shells are the only ones doing that 180 mil damage or penetration, and that is only at 800 meters. The AP rounds do far less penetration, 65, but it is at max range. So keep these in an ambush position if you do choose them. We have the Panzerjäger RSO. Now this is a slightly better anti-tank gun with a PaK-40 instead of the M42 here. Much better penetration, 145 at max range, and it also has HE. In contrary to this dude. SKIJAGER, or whatever, Ski Panzerschreck, a 2-man Panzerschreck team, really good anti-tank squad, I would say. I love to use these in breakthrough mode, playing as the defenders, put them in like trenches on the reverse slope, or like just below, like just around the corner to ambush tanks and stuff. It's really effective for that. We also have the Marder 1, and this does the most penetration out of all of these tank destroyers here. 190 with the APCR, 145 with the regular AP, and both at max range, and 8 rounds per minute. That's really good. PaK-40, the only AT gun that you have, and I've actually decided to put these in Phase B instead. Yeah, you only get 1 more extra if you go for the mid-vets, but in Phase A you only get 3, so yeah, it might be better to get them in Phase B. And the idea about this deck is it's a Vanguard deck. It does say B here, but I personally believe with all of that infantry, you're good to push in A phase with all of these mobile anti-tank tank destroyers. And then in Phase B, you can like put down your PaK-40s, your AA, your defensive units, more infantry to buff up the front line, and then, you know, play the defensive game instead. So I think that's the way this deck should be played. But it's really good at defending. So in the anti-air tab, not too much, but the units that we do get are pretty good. So we have a single 20mm self-propelled anti-aircraft gun. You do get 4 of these in Phase A, loads of them in B and C. And we also have the STKFZ 7//2. This is a really good AA gun. 37mm. Definitely one of my favorite calibers when it comes to AA. You can only get 1 in Phase A, 2 in B, and 3 in C. So it is a little bit on the low side here. So if you do get these, probably get them on the lowest vet. Artillery, loads of options. Loads and loads of options. We have the Artillery Observer. You can get loads of these in B phase actually, but I recommend using these in A phase. And these guys have good stealth and high optics, so you could flank around with these around the enemy lines or enemy flanks, and then yeah, you would basically have a really accurate artillery shot going to their base. We have leaders in the artillery tab as well. We have the 80mm mortars and the 120mm mortars. Once again, get the 120s. The rate of fire is only slightly less, but it does way more damage in general. And yeah, it's just better in general. And the strength is higher as well. We also have the Nebelwerfer for 41. You can get 5 of these in Phase C. I do recommend not getting like only one of these, because it's only a 6 rounds. It's 6 rockets. So you're not going to be really able to stun a whole lot if you just have one of these. So either get like 3 in Phase B or 5 in Phase C, I would say. We have the off-map biplane here. 172.5mm off-map. Decent. I rarely use plane off-map. I find them a little bit too weak. But if you're doing like a blitz in the beginning, these might be good in Phase A, since you do get 2 of these. We have the French 105s, really good artillery pieces. You just get loads of these, it's great. And we also have the 150mm as well. And you don't get a lot of these, especially in Phase A and B, but you do get 4 of them in Phase C, so that's not too bad. In the anti-air tab, we don't have any recon, which is a kind of a sad thing, because you do have some really good ground attack planes, and usually you want to combine these with recon planes, so you can quickly spot what the enemy has, moving up to the front line and engage them with these planes. The Do 217 is a really good plane. It has 4 20mm on the nose. It also has 4 7.92mm on the nose and 2 13mm turrets. Now the turrets in this game on airplanes don't really do too much. I would like them to do more damage in general, but yeah, it's just the way it is, I think. We have the Ju-87, the Stuka, the D3 loadout with the 250 kilogram bombs, and apart from that, it has 2 of these machine guns on the wings, and also the same caliber as a turret. And you can get 12? Oh my god. I would probably not get 12. I would probably only get them in A phase or B phase. I mean, you can get 6? That is massive. That is a massive amount. We also have the Do 217 with HE instead. So we have 8 50 kilogram bombs. So that's 400 kilograms of bombs right there. We also have 4 of those 20mm on the nose and 4 of those machine guns on the nose and 2 13mm on the turret. So yeah, you could go for the one with the bomb loadout, but they are much slower. And yeah, they're just slower. Let's just say that. And the bombs really, I mean, they're probably only good against infantry and stuff. We also have the Stuka with cluster bombs. It's pretty interesting. Cluster does a lot of damage to tanks, obviously. Pretty slow. I would probably use this in a more defensive scenario if you're really close to your like AA or your spawn, so you can quickly support these guys with airplanes. We also have the ME-109 G6 with a single 20 on the nose and 2 13s on the nose as well. The HE-111 H16 with the 32 50 kilogram bombs. Now that is what, 1600 kilograms? So that's actually a lot of that's a lot of bombs. That's a good carpet bomb. If you're trying to like dislodge enemy infantry that is in a town or something. It also has a 20mm turret and a 30mm turret and also 4 7.92s. So this thing is a fortress. That is a pretty cool plane actually. We have the ME-109 G6 R.Frew with the 2 30s under the wings in those gun pods. We also have the 20 on the nose right there, and we have 2 13mm right there and there. So this is a really good fighter in later phases. In A phase you only get 2 on the lowest fet, so probably I would go for the G6 in A phase and go for these guys in later phases. And last we have the Jugs, the HE-111 H16 with the 2 tons of payload there. Those are just massive bombs. Yeah, 2 tons, they will kill anything. Tanks, basically anything, really. It also has a lot of turrets, 20mm, 30mm, and 4 7.92. Defenses, you do get a lot of them. I don't usually discuss these, but you can get a shit ton of Pack 37s and Pack 50s, loads of barbed wires, and trenches. But yeah, let's breathe in and look at my own selection. I might actually make some adjustments. I've played with this a few times, and definitely there are some things that could be better. But yeah, So we have the Ski Sharpshooter in A phase, 2-man or 2 of these dudes in A phase, just a good sniper team in general. And in B phase we have the Ski Sharpshooter as well. Now I have not chosen to go for the Sturm Fusiliers yet, but we'll see about that in a second. So here in A phase I have 12 SKIJAGERs in the lowest veterancy possible. Now that gives you 4 more units, which you might think is a little bit too big of a sacrifice. So what I would probably recommend, this is after I played with it a few times, is going for the mid-vet with these guys, because they will be able to last longer if they're in some heavy firefights. We also have the SKIJAGER Pioneers. I do recommend going for the lowest vet with these, because if they are engaging infantry, they usually get a grenade or 2 off before they die anyways, no matter the veterancy. We have the Sturm SKIJAGERs in A phase as well, 6 of these in the Opal Blitz, and the same goes for all of these infantry as well. They're all in Opal Blitz because we want to do a quick like rush to the enemy town. One thing that I forgot to mention is the vehicles that you can choose when selecting these units. Now I've gone for the BMW R76 to flank around because it is a really stealthy vehicle. It's good stealth compared to like this, which is bad stealth. So those will be flanking around, and the sharpshoots that we get later on, they could go in the SPW 223. What we also have in Phase A in the Infantry tab is the Pioneer Führer in the half track, some good leaders, and once again the Sturm SKIJAGERs in half tracks as well. In B phase we have the SKIJAGERs on the mid-vet in just Opal Blitzes, because that's the only vehicle you can go with, and a card of Sturm SKIJAGERs once again. So these guys are more like a reinforcement slash defensive reinforcement, I guess, whatever you want to call it. So let's say we take this out. We get 12 of them in B phase, and they cost 2 points. If we were to get the Sturm Fusiliers, we get only 6 of them in B phase. So that is a 50% decrease. And I think that's a little bit too much, really. In the tanks, we haven't filled it up. So we have 6 of these T-34-42s in A phase, 4 of the T-34-85s in A phase, all on lowest vet, since I'm basically just going to be firing at enemy support vehicles. And in B phase we have 7 Stugs to play a more defensive or reinforcement role in general. In the support tab, MG42s in A phase. They once again coming in a wide variety of vehicles. I just went for this guy here. Supplies in A phase, grills in A phase as well to help with their infantry push. A commander in A, the KV2 in A, lowest vet, and supplies in B. In the anti-tank tab, we have a lot of mobile tank destroyers. Now we've gone for mid-vet on all of these to get both numbers and quality up. So we have 5 of these Jagdpanzer Gazelles in A phase. Not too fast, but I mean decent at taking down light armored vehicles. The Panzerjäger RSO, this is a little bit better at taking down more heavily armored units, but really slow as well, so do call these out early in the game. And we have the Marder 1, which is probably like the best balance or bang for your buck with the Pack 40. And in Phase B, to defend, we have not 3, but 5 Pack 40s. I've noticed that we really lack anti-tank in later game, so yeah, probably go for the lowest vets. And maybe get the Pack 36, but honestly, these guys are only good at ambushing. They're not good at long-range engagements. One thing that you could do is take out one of these and go for the Pack 36 in A phase if you do not feel comfortable using these vehicles, because the Panzerjäger RSO is really slow anyways, so it would just take a really long time for this guy to get on the front. So possibly you could get these Pack 36 in A phase as well. In the anti-air, quite a lot of AA. We have 4 of these SDKFZ 10-4s with a single 20mm in A phase. We have 2 of the SDKFZ 7-2s in B phase on lowest vet, and in C we have 3 more of these bad boys. Artillery, Beobactors, artillery observers. They can either flank, act as recon, and also give you accurate shots. We have 3 of these 120mm mortars, really good fire support for, especially for infantry pushes. We have leaders in B phase to help with the lack of leaders in B phase in general. We don't even have them in the tank phase. We have the, we have Nebelwerfers in B. I've only gone for 3 of them in B phase. Yeah, I mean, if we really have enough money to get these in C phase, I'm probably either already winning big time, and if I do get them in the C phase and I'm not really winning, I won't be buying them because I need some, you know, actual good units to defend the front line with. So I think B is a good balance here, and 3 should be good enough. Don't want to overdo it. We got 6 of these French howitzers, the 105s. B phase, lowest vet. These guys are accurate on their own, and if you do have like an artillery observer nearby, they will be really good. You could get them in C phase, I guess, or get only 3 of them, but the more the merry in some cases. In the air tab, we have a single DOE 217, well, 2 of these in A phase. We have 3 of the ME109 G6s in A phase, 4 of the G6 R4s in B phase, and 2 of the HE111 H16s in C phase to defend if the enemy's like doing a big rush towards me. Now, one thing that we didn't do is using, well, getting any of these other planes really, like the HE111 or the Stukas, of which you get a crap load in later games. So for that, we would have to delete something that would give us 2 points. One of those possibly would be to remove some of the AA and, you know, have us just be really careful with our AA, or it would be us removing some of the MG, which is possibly the best thing to do since we have a lot of tanks to give us fire support. But you know how much I like MG infantry. The other thing that we could possibly remove is one of those recon units, the Ski Sharpshooten in phase B, or remove either the Sturmpanzer, but we do want to play with the KV2, so I think the best thing to remove here would be the MG42s, and that would give us 3 points, so we can get both the Stukas, and I'm gonna go for B phase here with these boys. And with the other points that we have, we could reinforce our infantry, lack of infantry, if you want to call it that, in C phase with some of these units, since we are lacking a C phase infantry card. But then again, these guys are pretty close range, I would say. So possibly you could also just get them in B phase. I think that'll do it. That is a pretty well balanced deck, I would say. Good for 1v1s as well. You know, unless the enemy is doing like a big armored push or is playing an armored deck. But yeah, the first SKIJAGER. Are you guys gonna use it? Let me know down in the comments. See ya.